Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm ACated and this is my build. So this is part 2 of the first build, or not the first build, the first video that I did, which is essentially me building this in a speed build. But yeah, that video was pretty long, so I decided to split it into two parts. This is the second part. If you haven't already watched the first part, be sure to do that. And if you haven't watched my other videos, be sure to do that too. Right now there's only 2 other videos, so shouldn't be that much, so be sure to watch it. Anyways, so this is the first house that I built. This is a nice little greenhouse. It's not a greenhouse, but it's a house that is green, and it was for a specific family that I had already made in The Sims. So yeah, this is the outside, very nice. There are little balconies back there. A lot of these houses have little balconies back there. I feel like this fits into San Sequoia pretty well. Let's just take a quick little peek. Yeah, like look at the bridge in the background, and then like the hills over here and the water. It's very nice, very nice. I think it fits into the vibe of San Sequoia because it's not. I feel like it's not very aggressively Victorian, which is a term that apparently exists. Anyways, here's the first build. Here's the inside. So this is a little hallway area. I added these paintings from Growing Together. I like adding these into houses because I think they're pretty cool and they add a lot of character. Here's the kitchen, and I like this kitchen. It's very colorful, but not too colorful. It's very I feel like it has a lot of personality. It feels lived in, even though it's not really that cluttered. I like that it's not cluttered because, as I said in another video, I like to keep the kitchen's counters. I like to keep them open, so then Sims can access them. Because if they can't, then the game's kind of broken and the house can't really be used because then they can't cook anything, and that's great. Here's the living room. I use these little couches and stuff from For Rent. I use this little blanket thing because I thought it would be a nice little touch. Here's that little ceramic thing. It's pretty cool, and I thought it was a nice decoration. Yeah, it's a very nice little living room. I use this tile again for the ceilings because I feel like it's a very ceiling tile. It's also a very good floor tile. It's a very good tile for things. There's a little bathroom. Yeah, it's a bathroom. So here is the downstairs. So right here is the little TV room slash living room area. It's right below the normal one. That's pretty funny. But yeah, there's a little TV room because if you need 2 TVs, I guess you have 2 TVs. I'm thinking this could be more like an event space. So like your Sims could invite people over, and then they can sit down here and then like have a little grill out here. I don't know, like a little party. And here's the dining room. Again, you can have Sims down here, so they don't have to go upstairs. They can just go through the gate, and then they don't have to go through all your stuff. Here's the office. Very nice little office. Yeah, so you can Sims can do office stuff, do computer stuff. You haven't seen it yet, but since I haven't used Get to Work, but I like using those filing cabinets that they have at Get to Work. I like using those in home offices. I don't know, they just add like a nice little touch. Even though they're more meant for like actual offices, like I think they're meant for the hospital and the police station. But I think they add a nice little touch to to these offices, especially like the other office decorations. Here's the backyard, very simple. You can add stuff here if you want. I'm not really sure what you can add. It's kind of small space, but if you can fit something, that'd be cool. Let's go upstairs, and let's go even more upstairs. Oh, that's 2 upstairs. Alright, so this is the upstairs area. Not much to see here, but let's go into the rooms. Alright, here is the parents' bedroom. So yeah, the parents sleep here. I think it's a cool bed because it's like I was gonna add like a more like older style bed, like one of those more Victorian style beds. But I think a modern touch to this more historical kind of room, especially right here and right here, I feel like that kind of adds like a little bit more character to it because it's not like, oh, everything else is all historical. Some things are a little bit more different, but it still feels very like very not historical, but very still feels a little fancier. Here's the tea set. I added this tea set instead of the one from my wedding stories because I decided not to use my wedding stories. But if you want, you can just replace it, and I'm probably going to replace it too, like I said in the other video, which if you haven't watched, you should probably watch it. Here's a closet. You can hide in here if you want. Actually, you can't hide in closets. I don't think you can hide in closets. You can do other stuff in there. Things closets are meant for, and things closets are not meant for, but you can do other stuff in there. Here's a little dresser, because I guess the closet wasn't enough. Here's the bathroom. I wanted to add a shower. There was no room for a shower, and then I got very sad, but that's okay. Here's a balcony. You can sit out here. I like these little chairs, and you can just sit out here and watch the water. This is a really nice view. I said that in the last video, but yeah, this is a nice view. This house would be so expensive in real life, especially if it was in San Francisco. Oh my god, it would be like $2 or $3 million, if that. It might even be more than that. Anyways, here's the kids' room. Very green, as I explained. Yeah, very just kid stuff. I wanted to add little stuff in here, like this little tiger. I think it's really cute. I added these little crafts in here too, because I thought it was like cool, because it would show like, oh, this child lives here, and they do little fun things that children do. And I added these little board games. These board games are cool. I like that they added these with Growing Together. Alright, and then bathroom. Here's a bathroom. There's no tile floor, it's a wood floor. I usually add tile, but wood sometimes makes an appearance in bathrooms. Alright, let's head to the next. This is the next house, and this is meant for a bigger family. Did I add a ceiling? Well, we have the default ceiling, that's okay. So, here's a dining room. I added these chairs. I thought they add a little bit more character. I'm gonna say that a lot. I'm gonna say that a lot in these videos. It's just gonna add a little bit more character. Yeah, I don't know what kind of character, but it's a character. Here's the kitchen. Very nice kitchen. I use these counters. I thought they were nice. Here's the bathroom. It's a bathroom. It's very turquoise. Very turquoise inspired. And here's a little game room, I guess. You can use you can do it for whatever you want. I kind of gave up with decorating this room, so you can fill it with whatever you want. I'm not sure if this is functional. Like, can your Sims fit in between here? I don't know, that's your problem. Let's go downstairs. So I added Granny's room downstairs, because I thought it would be better because we wouldn't be making her walk up all those stairs. So she can just like go through the back gate. And it's also kind of like she has her own space too. I feel like probably in the backyard's kind of like her own space. Not really. I don't think she's really grilling. She might be grilling stuff. I feel like this is more like for the family. Here's a little living area. I think this is the only one. I don't think there was one downstairs. So this is the living area. And then in here is a little office right here. And here's a front yard. Very simple. There's a tree right there. There's a gate, and there's some bikes. Because if you want to ride bikes, if your Sims want to ride bikes. Alright, we're going upstairs. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, I need to be careful with that. Alright, this is the toddler's room. Very much a toddler's room. I added the changing table because I thought it would be like, oh, they were just a baby and now they're a toddler. But I don't know, maybe you can also have a baby in here. Like you could replace this with with a baby bed. Or I forgot, is it a bassinet or is it a baby bed? I don't know. Alright, here's the daughter's room. There's two daughters, I think. And they both live in here. Here's a dollhouse, pretty nice. Some posters, some decorations, all that stuff. And here's a parent's room, very basic. You can also you can change stuff around. This place is very basic because I didn't really have a good grasp on these Sims, but if you can use whatever you want with it. And then very simple bathroom, and wood makes another appearance. Great. Alright, I think that's it with that house. So time for the next house. So yeah, here is the robot family. I mean tech couple. I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about. And yeah, very basic. No, there's nothing really here except for this painting. Alright, so this is the office. Very nice. They do work here. I guess only one of them does work here. I added these little consoles here because I thought it would be cool. It's like a nice little nod to like their career. I don't know what career specifically they might work in, but one of the tech related ones probably. Here's the kitchen. I really like this kitchen because like look how cool this view is. It's like you have the nice modern kitchen and you have this huge windows, and you look at that view. Again, this would be so expensive in real life. And here's a bathroom. Normal bathroom. If you're not interested in seeing the bathrooms, please comment down below and I will not show the bathrooms next time because I also think they're really boring. Um, yeah, here's a living room, and this is the one that I thought was really cool. I thought it turned out pretty well. I like this little set here, like this little TV set. I think that looks really cool. I use the new cabinets. I liked playing around with them. I've been liking that because they're really modern and they're very similar to a custom content uh, cabinet and counter that I had. But it's really cool that there's one very similar in the game now. And then, yeah, very nice fireplace, lots of stuff around. And here's like a little front yard area. Look at that, that's really cool. It's a little bench and then some pots because they just have to have some pots. And then here's a little gym slash VR, I guess, room. Yeah, so it's just gym equipment, some gym posters, and then a little couch when you get tired, I guess. And this little VR thing, this little gaming station. Thought it was kind of high tech. Maybe you can pretend like they're working out here, I guess. Like they're doing some sort of VR workout session. And here's the outdoor area. I think it's pretty cool because it's like a bar and you can like do bar stuff and like invite people over. And then people can sit down here, you can have a little chat. And here's a little gate and you can just leave. Yeah. Alright, I think. Oh no. Nope, there's not. That's not it. We also have the upstairs, which is just one bedroom, and that is the roof. Okay, cool. All right, so here's the bedroom. Again, look at this view. It is absolutely stunning. This house is so unaffordable. Here's another desk and office area for probably the other partner of this couple. And then here's the bathroom. Very nice bathroom. Yeah, there's a toilet. I wanted to add that little corner tub there, but I didn't get to, so yeah. And we're going to the next house. So this is the little red and yellow and white house. I think it looks really cool. So this is the entrance, very normal. I think I forgot to do the ceilings, so I will probably do that right after I film this. So yeah, oops, sorry. Here's the little dining area, pretty nice. You walk over here, here's the kitchen, no tiles, wood makes another appearance. Yeah, very nice kitchen, eclectic, yeah. And then we'll go downstairs. I like this little combination of yellow and red, I feel like it looks pretty cool. Yeah, there's little bookshelves, it's a little library area and little office space. Over here is sort of like a little garden. I'm glad I got to use this little tub because I really like this object, but I never really use it. So I'm glad I found a place to use it. I feel like if I'm going to use it anywhere, I feel like somewhere like this would be cool. That little decoration is from For Rent. It is so cool. I think it's really useful for San Francisco builds because I feel like a lot of San Francisco's buildings have little embellishments and decorations kind of like that. And then here's a little living room area. I think it looks pretty cool. I really like the yellow, how it contrasts with like the red. I think it's really cool. If you don't think it's cool, then live somewhere else. I don't know. Here's the front yard. Very normal. Bench, pots, very standard. That's okay. I need to stop doing that. All right, here's the upstairs. And here's the bedroom. And as you can see, very turquoise, very orangish, except for the red accents on the windows, of course, but that's because it's the outside. Here's the bathroom, normal bathroom. Wood makes another appearance. Yeah, and of course, if you don't want to see the bathrooms, please comment down below and tell me the bathrooms are boring, and I will agree with you and stop showing you the bathrooms. Here is the little painting nook that I have in the bedroom. I think it's pretty cool, and it's for one of the partners that likes painting. And here's the other balcony for the partner that likes plants and science and astronomy and apparently glitching out because this is glitching out. Okay, it's not? No, it is. It's not? Okay, cool. Nope, okay. Alright, so time for the last house. This is the last house. It's a very nice little white row house. Yeah, there's a little cypress tree over here because I think that looks fancy. And yeah, let's go inside. Here's the inside, and I guess I did do the ceilings for this one, so cool. I did the ceilings for that one. I think it looks pretty cool. I think you could actually have like a lot of people live here. Like you can probably try to fit more bedrooms in here maybe. But yeah, I really like this living room. It looks very fancy, very old. So definitely someone old lives here. And then here's the kitchen. I think the ceiling looks really nice with this. Like it leaves like a nice contrast. But yeah, here's the kitchen. It's a white kitchen, very standard little base game kitchen. Base game except for nothing. Apparently, I think this is all base game. That's cool. Okay, anyways. Here's a little bathroom. I like this little, I like how it's like in the corner. Like it's like this little corner here. I think it looks pretty unique. Yeah, look, windows, mirror. Yeah, and then the curtain is facing through the mirror because that's so normal. And there's a downstairs. Is there anything else here? Nope. Okay, let's go downstairs. Alright, here's a downstairs area. So, this is a very normal office space, very standard. Out here is a backyard with the plants and the more plants. Yeah. And then here is the dining room with a little sitting area. This seems like a place where you can entertain guests, probably. And then here's a little chest thing and the front entrance. I think your Sims could probably fit through there. I don't know. Alright, we're moving up. And then let's do this slowly. There we go. This is the bedroom. Very nice bedroom. Very normal. Yeah. I think it looks pretty cool. Pretty normal bedroom. And then here's the walk-in closet. I think it looks pretty cool. Like it's this little ottoman. You can like sit here and change and try on clothes and stuff. And here's a mirror. And then there's little closet stuff back here. And I don't know if your Sims can walk. I think your Sims could probably walk around. I think I tested it out with a mannequin. I don't know if that showed up in the video, but yeah. And here's the bathroom. It's a bathroom. Again, I wanted to add a little corner tub here, but I couldn't, so I just added this little tub here, and I added this little stool thing. I don't really know what this is meant for, but it's pretty cool. And then I also added this burglar alarm because I don't think we want people stealing all this stuff, so burglar alarm. So that's all the homes in this build. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy this build. I hope you would like to download it. Again, it'll be in the description, my gallery ID. Be sure to check out any of my other builds on there if you'd like. And yeah, alright, I hope you stick around. Thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. And yeah, see you soon. Alright, goodbye.